And I'm going to add tomato slices, and we're just putting them on tortilla shells. The tortilla shells were not freeze-dried. And another time we'll add guacamole too on this. Use those dry. Well, I use them dry. She wouldn't touch one. And the beef stew Mexican style, because of the way it's shredded and stuff, it doesn't take too long. But I'll take a shot of how we're heating it, but that's about it. Anyway, 15-20 minutes and it's good, or less. So we didn't bring the wood, so it's slightly short amount of water because I'd rather start with a little drier and then add to it. And the starting of this thing could not be. This in there, give it a stir, put the lid on it, turn it off, let it set for a few minutes, and then we'll probably just show you what it looks like on the shell. I don't think I'm going to bother with the whole thing right now because we're tired. I was going to do it showing this, but there is no signal here most of the time. Sometimes we get enough for a text or a quick call. Oh, I'll make it brighter. Boiling Mexican. Okay, I took the oxygen absorber out and struggled opening the bag. These thick bags are so hard to tear. Give it a stir to get everything in the water. Boy, it's just, oh, I should have put a light over it. Darn. I didn't think of that. Okay, and this has some pretty big chunks of beef in there, so it will take a little while to rehydrate. I forgot that I need light. Okay. Oh, but now it looks like it's scrolling light because it's going to add more heat by turning it on a little bit, but it should be good. We'll wait about 15-20 minutes and it should be ready. Oh, that's good. It's been about 15 or 20 minutes. It looks like it's completely done. The only potential less rehydrated pieces. Oh, we could try that, or we're not going to worry about it because we're going to put it on our shells with cheese and tomato and just cheese. And then we have salsa and sour cream. Here's a quick shot of them after they're assembled. The rehydration was perfect and the flavor is great. Snack of some of these 2017. So our batch. And we this one because it has a zipper, close it, because this is a pretty big bag. So the Golden Delicious we picked them at our local U-Pick place. It's just wonderful. And only 50 cents a pound. I forgot my pocket knife, and so I used my keys to cut a little notch in there so we can tear it off. These bags are so tough. These are the 7mm bags. I can't tear these without some kind of starting notch. Anyway, so if you go out in the middle of nowhere, make sure you either put a notch in it ahead of time, or you have something to put a notch in if it doesn't have a notch. The newer ones all have notches, at least the ones that we've been getting. All right. Yeah, once it started, it's not too bad. Okay. They look just like apples. Oh, okay. Yeah, when we first started doing them, we were using huge chunks. Oh, the Golden Delicious are so good. We're going to do some sandwiches for dinner, and we'll probably have leftovers for lunch tomorrow. These were from April of 22, so a little over 2 years ago. It's before we started writing how much water was taken out for everything. We had already been writing those things down for stew, pastas, things, sauces, things that we knew we wanted to put a certain amount of water back in. But we didn't always do it for meats or vegetables because, as I'm sure lots of people will tell you, they'll kind of absorb what they need. Well, if you're out and about and camping like we are right now, and we have bottled water, I don't really want to waste any extra water. I would like to know how much water I need for each of these 2 bags. So I'm glad I've started putting that on the more recent ones. I wish I'd have put that on there for everything because it's really, really useful. And also, if they don't have a notch point on them, yeah, it's really nice to have something to get them started because these 7mm bags are tough. Boy, and this knife is not very sharp. Anyway, I think I should get a little punch to put a teeny little notch in them before I store them, so that way they're ready to put in these and then put them back in the refrigerator or the ice chest until we use them. So I don't really need to worry about how long it's going to take to rehydrate, but thin sliced stuff usually rehydrates in seconds. Definitely a few minutes. We're going to have them in there for a few hours probably before we use them. So, but it would have been nice to know how much water we really needed. And because they're going back in the ice chest, I'm using water from the ice chest so that it doesn't warm up the ice chest. So get that. Oh, darn it, I didn't get all the meant to live beef. There's almost no odor to freeze-dried things if they're properly freeze-dried. These have a very, very slight hint of beef to them. But, yeah, look at those. Yeah. Oops. Broke off a piece. Okay, so this was roast beef and then sliced thin after it cooled and then put in there. I'm going to have to fill it fairly full with water, and that's going to be a waste of the extra water because we won't be able to use it for anything that I can think of while we're camping. And we can kind of, maybe I can use a straw and suck out the air so that it gets the water around it better. Let's try that. Yeah, if I knew how much water, I could put that amount of water in, put a straw in here, suck out the air so that the water is in contact with the meat, and I'd know I had enough. Unfortunately, I don't know how much. So I'll put that much. We'll suck out the extra air. I sucked it out until there's air or water at the top, so now the whole thing is coated with water. I can put that in the ice chest on its side and I should get good rehydration. We'll do the same to this, and then we'll have them for sandwiches in a few hours. So ham slices. Ah, boy. It just smells so good. It just smells like lightly of ham. Oh, I forgot to take the oxygen absorber out of that other one. It's going to be wet. It's not going to hurt anything, but bummer. I forgot about that one. Okay. Still. Yeah, it won't hurt anything. It'll just have more rust. Okay, so I do need more water. There's no doubt. Whoa. Yeah. Sucking out the extra air. And if there's no extra water, if it's all absorbed, then we'll know that we need to add a little bit more before we use it. We'll see these in a few hours. So it's a bunch of hours later. The meat has been sitting in the Mylar bags in the ice chest. Ice chest back there. It's dark now. And slices and put onto the buns. We're using thin buns from, I don't know what brand those are. Anyway, we like the thin buns. They travel well, they freeze and thaw well. And I've done a little bit of freeze drying them and had some success with them not breaking. So I want to try that some more so we can have bread easier along the route. So, going to start, yeah, I don't know if that shows up, but we're going to have more than enough for 2 meals, or for 2 people, so we're going to have leftovers because we did the ham one also. So I know we're going to have plenty of leftovers for lunch tomorrow. So add the light that way so I don't get in the way of it too much. And let's see how we can get them out. Oh, let's see if they're, yeah, I can stew or beef stew mix. Anyway, we'll save that in the refrigerator till tomorrow or the next day and use it to rehydrate another beef dish or stew or something. So we'll get those out. Whoop. And may need to pat them dry. But it looks like they rehydrated quite well. I think a couple of slices apiece is probably enough. What do you think?
Yes, based on what I said. Do you want
my
plate?
Yeah, there's the oxygen absorber that I forgot to take out.
Yeah. Do you want my plate or you want
Nope, I'll just get them onto here.
Okay.
Get them onto here, and then we can figure out what to put where. Okay, I got 4 slices. So I'm going to get all the beef out of there. So even if we don't use it all, well, because we could use it with some cheese and crackers too. Okay, and there's not much. There's only 2 or 3 ounces of water in there, it looks like. So that would have a lot of flavor though, so we'll save that in the ice chest. I'm gonna squish it flat. It's in that. Yeah, that lighting's probably going to be terrible. Do
you want cheese or tomato mixed?
Cheese. That one.
Well, here's 2 cheddars.
So just miscellaneous cheeses from those variety packs. I love those.
Do you need another cheese or you good?
Nope.
Okay, mine's done.
Okay. So obviously, the only thing we're using that was freeze-dried with this was the roast beef and the tomato that I'm going to, because I can. And these are the ones I added salt to before I freeze-dried them. All right, that's a part of the travel video, I guess. Tomorrow after we get up and get going, we're going